Elvis is alive, actually. You're laughing.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
Oh, really? Okay, I was kind of trying to figure out that math.
He's under the name Bob Joyce.
Are you serious?
Yes. He's a preacher.
No way.
Arkansas.
You're kidding me.
No.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna show me some stuff.
I'll show you.
Greetings, automotive enthusiasts. Welcome to another Tales from the Trip. Well, you can see the GL in the trailer there in the camera. So I'm not hauling anything out or going to pick something up. This is interesting. So this is a car sale today, but it's an interesting story because somebody has actually come here and is driving one of our special cars all the way back to Houston. And I love it when people basically do what I do and road trip a car that you kind of would most likely haul, you know? And so I'm wearing, so you're wondering like, what the heck is this dude wearing right now? So I'd be curious if you figure out what car it is that we're selling, but this is the same outfit that I wore when I bought this car. So I don't know how many of you are very deep dive into our videos or whatnot, but you might know what car this is. So I've got this car and I've had it on our website for a while, and what it is it's our 67 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. And so we've had it on our website for a while, and we've been just taking our time. It's a very special car. We bought it from a local gentleman here who's been the second owner since 1973. And it's got 42,000 miles on it. And I just did an overview video on it, so be sure to go back and watch that overview video. And so I had a lot of people, because we did a lot of work to the car. You can watch the video to, you know, really go into the deep dive on the car. But so I had a lot of people inquiring on the car, you know, New York and Texas and just all over the country, and people basically waiting for the video, you know, so they could see exactly what it is they may or may not be buying. And then we got hit there after the new year. The car was basically ready for video. You know, after, you know, we've had the car for, I don't know, 6 months, more than that probably. And then we got some snow, and they put crap on the roads, and then the snow melts, and, you know, so it's just like, so literally we've been sitting here the last couple of weeks just waiting for the roads to clear, because it's like I'm not getting this car out in the crappy weather, crappy road scenario. So so I kind of, you know, I got some people that, you know, were, you know, ready to, you know, what I think, you know, are ready to buy the car. And so finally, you know, we were able to get the video ready. And as soon as I dropped the video, this gentleman, he's just like, he's in Houston, Texas. And he's like, I'm coming this weekend to pick up the car. And I'm like, okay. And I actually had somebody in New York that was basically the first, you know, because I had been talking to him for several weeks, and he was waiting on the video, and the weather was bad. And so, you know, I told him, you know, he's like, hey, I'm really interested in the car. I want to buy the car. And so he was really kind of elevated himself to the number one, you know, deal. And I said, okay, look, I'll put you on the first option, first opportunity on the car. And then this gentleman from Texas called me that the other night, and he was like, I want to buy the car. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, well, it's still for sale. But I told him, I said, I mean, I do kind of have somebody in front of you. You know, we've been here 30 years, and I try to be as fair as possible. You know, it's always tricky, but I try to be as fair as possible, because I had told this gentleman, I said, look, I'll give you first shot on the car, and he's waiting on me, right? I'm not waiting on him. And then how would it be if he's just basically waiting on me, and the next thing you know, I sold the car to somebody else, you know? And, you know, even if it cost me a car sale, I just can't do that to somebody. And so this gentleman called me up one night when I'm going home from work, And he says, hey, I want to come this weekend and grab that car. And I'm like, well, I kind of have somebody ahead of you, you know. And he's like, but I want to buy the car right now. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate that, you know. So I sent the guy in New York a message, and you know, kind of told him, I said, hey, I mean, sorry for the short deal, but I'm putting out the video, and I'll have it out the next day, and then, but I'm going to need you to make a decision, you know, because I do have somebody that says that they are ready to buy the car, you know, just to be fair. And so he says, hey, you know, I got a couple of things I'm moving around right now, so it's probably a couple of weeks before I can make a move on the car. So, you know, do what you got to do. And I'm like, okay, fair enough, you know. And he appreciated me calling him, and you know, but I just couldn't, in good conscience, just sell the car to the other gentleman without something from him or nothing from him. If he ghosted me, you know, didn't respond at all, then I, you know, over 24 hours, and I'd be like, you didn't respond to me, you know. So, but at least I did what my due diligence on my side, where I felt I was fair. That's all. I just try to be fair. So, anywho, this gentleman, you know, I don't know if because he talked about shipping it, and you know, he wanted the car, and he talked about shipping it, and then he said something about trailering or whatever, and you know, and so I'm like, okay, well, you know, Houston's not too far. And then he says, he texted me or called me or whatever. He's like, hey, I'm coming this weekend for the car. And so I'm like, okay. He said, I'm going to leave early in the morning, and I'll meet you there. So I'm like, okay, you know, cool. We'll that'll work. And then the Friday night, you know, it was about 9 o'clock, and I'm kind of like, well, he's leaving Houston, you know, so like, I figure the earliest he's going to be here is probably 1 or 2 o'clock if he leaves really early in the morning, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you know. But I'm like, it'd be kind of nice to have an idea just so I could plan my day out, just a window, a ballpark of when he's coming. And so I texted him. It was about 9 o'clock, a little bit late, but, you know, and then I didn't get a response. I thought, well, I better call him. So I call him up, and he answers the phone, and I said, hey, I just want to see what time you're leaving in the morning. He's like, I'm on my way now. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm on a bus, and I'm on my way to come get the car. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. So this gentleman jumps on a bus with cash in hand, because we talked about different ways to pay, and unfortunately cashier's checks are just, you know, it's such a fraudulent thing now. You can't do a cashier's check. We could go to the bank, you know, and then they could draw a check at the bank, and that would be fine. And he did have a branch of his bank here locally, so we could have done that. But he's like, nope, I'm headed your way with cash. So I'm like, okay, why not? You know, this guy's quite an adventurous guy. And here's the little story on the gentleman, you know, from what I've been chatting with him. He's a really cool guy. And but he's in Houston, and I think he's in the music business some way. It sounded like he had a guitar store. He said he goes from Houston to Nashville a lot. And the deal is he had a 67 Cadillac. And just this December, they were out looking at Christmas lights and driving around, and they pulled in their driveway of the house, not on the street, in the driveway. I have no idea how it happened. Somebody came by, went off the street and into their Cadillac, and just from the rear wheels back, just destroyed the car. And this was his baby. I mean, it was all decked out in fancy wheels, and you know, I could kind of tell that this car was kind of part of his identity. And here I have basically the ultimate 67 Cadillac, the unicorn, the triple black, 2-owner, 40,000 mile original car. And I mean, you know, sometimes things are just meant to be. His got totaled, and you know, what a lucky stroke to find this one available to him. So that's kind of the story. I'm headed right now to shift, and he's texted me and said that he's there waiting for me. He's a little bit early, so he said it was going to be there at 10 o'clock. He got there about 9 o'clock instead, so I jumped in the car. I'm in this 19 Mini Clubman John Cooper works that we just got in. what a cool car. A little hot rod wagon, and it's an all four. So it's a 4-wheel drive Clubman John Cooper and one owner car. So check our website out. I've been daily driving this thing. This is kind of my driver, but so that's kind of the get up here. You know, I thought, oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna meet the guy, and you know, I want to, you know, kind of have him share his story with us. I want to know more about him, and you know, and it's a special car, special buyer, so I thought you guys might enjoy that too. So it's kind of a reverse tales from the trip, and we've done that with several cars. I had somebody come in and drive one of our fly in and drive our Pulsar, our Chrysler Imperial. A guy drove that back to California, actually in January, December, this same time of year. And so I've had a lot of people fly in and drive classic cars back, you know, and I always tell people, I'm like, I would drive it, you know, and I trust it, but it's an old car and anything can happen. So, I mean, heck, new cars can break down, but I would trust this Cadillac. I mean, I did a lot of work to make it road trip worthy because that's what I wanted to do with it. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to road trip it, but I did enjoy driving it around town a lot. So anyway, so that's kind of the little heads up of what's going on. We'll be here at Shift shortly, and you're going to meet Jonny Primo. That's cool. All right, I'm pulling into Shift. Well, it looks like Jonny did bring a trailer. He said he was on a bus. I don't know. This is crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in here, and I'm guessing that's Jonny. I guess it could be somebody else. I don't know. We'll see. So pull the Mini in here and meet Jonny and show him. There it is, sitting right here, all pretty and ready to go. Oh man. I mean, I guess he can back out and I can still drive it. We'll see what happens. Hey, you must be Jonny.
Yes.
Jonny, nice to meet you, brother. How you doing?
Good,
How was your trip up here?
Good.
Okay, so is this you in the truck?
Yes.
Okay, you said something about being on a bus last night.
Yeah, I told you a bunch of lies. Because I'm by myself.
Oh my gosh, how funny. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You have me, don't turn the lights on, you have me all confused here, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I didn't know if you were hauling it, driving, what?
I just, man, when you're traveling with...
Yeah,
It's
you're
dangerous.
traveling with cash, it's a little bit sketchy.
dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know you.
Right. You probably get an idea. You probably looked me up, I bet, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jonny, it's nice to meet you here. Come here and look at this gorgeous car. Tell me what you think. What's your impressions here? I know that you had a 67 and it's no longer alive. All original car.
They always do that.
Yeah, that's
Right there.
well, they trap moisture and dirt right there, you know. But yeah, we can get it pulled out here. Let me go grab the key real quick. All right, I'm here with Jonny. Jonny got done. I gave him the flashlight, and I said, just have at it, you know. Look and see what the heck it is that you're buying. So now we're going for the test drive. And, you know, it's funny, Jonny he told me he was taking a bus. You had me all confused, man.
Yeah.
You had me all confused. We'll go out to the left here. I told Jonny the reason for my crazy get up here. Let me make sure this door closes behind us. Hold on one second. Just want to make sure that there it goes. Okay. Don't want to go and leave that door open. All right, head out here to the right. So tell me a little bit, Jonny, like what's your history with the 67 Cadillac?
It's just, I love the body style.
Yeah?
And that's...
Just beautiful, right? To me, it's rolling art. Is that the way you feel about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brother, when I grew up, my brother drove black Cadillacs. That was his thing.
Really?
Yeah, like in 70s, like early 70s.
Uh-huh.
And right now my brother, this would be in my brother lives in Dodge City, and he has RV and a whole bunch of razors and stuff like that, and he doesn't have any extra room. He's like, it's a good thing I don't have any extra room, and because I'm not buying another storage unit, because this car would probably be in my brother's collection of stuff. We'll go right here at this light. But yeah, it was funny so my wife knew this gentleman that owned the car, and it was about a year before I even got a chance to look at this car. He told my wife, he said, hey, I got an old Cadillac. I'm getting older. I'm really not driving it that much, so I'm thinking about selling it. You know what I mean? We'll just go straight up there. Take the left lane so somebody, because it merges into one, we'll just do it early. Okay. And, I didn't even know what it was. All Becky said is he has an old Cadillac. And I said, well, let's go look at it.
A lot of the kids say that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, but I'm saying I didn't get told what year or nothing. He just said an old Cadillac, so I had no idea what it was. And so then finally he was like, okay, well, come on over, I got the Cadillac in storage and I'll show it to you. And so literally when I went to go see, we saw the video, I had no idea what I was looking at, and I saw this and I was like, oh my God, this is the pinnacle Cadillac. So you had a 67 and it got totaled.
Yeah, and I still do. I bought it back.
Yeah, that's a smart move, because it's not like you can find stuff for these things just anywhere. And so how long had you had your Cadillac?
4 years.
4 years. And was that, how many of those have you had?
That was my first 67.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. So you got to tell me, when you called me, it was so funny because you called me like late one night and you're sitting there just telling me this, hey, I want this Cadillac, and I'm like, who is this guy? So, and then so tell me about your name, because, I didn't know. I was like, is this a stage name or what? Tell me about your name.
No, that's my real name.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Jonny Primo.
Jonny Primo, that was so cool. Because I thought maybe, because you said you were in the music business.
Yes.
And so do you have a guitar store?
No, I own an entertainment company.
Entertainment company. So
Publishing company.
Publishing company? That's so cool.
I'm a songwriter.
Songwriter? And so the Cadillac is kind of like part of your image then, right? Yes, that's kind of what I gathered. I gathered that.
That's why it's just like, everybody was going, oh, you're Caddy, oh, you're Caddy.
Yeah.
Well, this is my Caddy 2.0.
2.0. I'm sorry that you lost your other one, but hopefully, this one is, that triple black, I think, is just,
Gangster.
I've had people that, I've had so many calls from other people with 67s, and they want to sell theirs because they want the black one. You can't find a black one, Yeah, it runs. He's giving it some throttle right now. It moves. It runs good. Like I said, I went through a lot of effort to get this thing sorted out right. But so how long have you been in the music business?
Since I was a little kid.
No kidding. Really? That's awesome. And you live in, look at that foam everywhere. So you live in Houston, but you said you go back to Nashville all the time? What type of music?
Country and Western, blues, Zydeco.
Oh, man. Because Johnny's only had 40,000 miles on it, too.
Yes.
So it's one less 67 in the world. It's kind of a shame, but they're getting less and less of these cars, whether it's accidents or just getting scrapped or whatever, And these old cars are, they're not making any more of them, that's for sure.
No.
This one's a tough one for me. I mean, this is kind of, it's on my website, but I kind of consider it one of my personal cars. That's why, like, all the stuff I did to this car, it was like, money, no object, just make it right, because that's how I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And I've had a lot of people fly in, and, usually I do videos of me going on adventures and driving them back, but I love it when other people come in. But I was totally, happy with you driving it back to Houston if that was the case. So just two guys cruising in the Caddy. The only thing of my regret on this car, like I said, it was one of those cars where I really, if I sold it, okay. If I didn't, I'm perfectly fine with, enjoying the car. I never got a chance to road trip it. I wanted to take it out of town, go to Kansas City, go to Oklahoma City, maybe Dallas or something, and just have a fun little road trip with the wife.
My last road trip in my car was to Arkansas.
Yeah.
To see Elvis.
No way.
Yeah. Elvis Presley, that is.
Yeah. Like, for real?
For real.
No way.
Oh yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 54.
I'm 56.
Elvis is alive, actually. You're laughing.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
Oh, really? Okay, I was kind of trying to figure out that math.
He's under the name Bob Joyce.
Are you serious?
Yes. He's a preacher.
No way.
Arkansas.
You're kidding me.
No.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna show me some stuff.
I'll show you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue. I would have no idea one way or another. We'll go to the next light and hang a left at Market.
Some people don't agree, but the coincidences are and I had to go see for myself.
Really?
And I did. And I'm gonna tell you, I have a golden ear.
Okay.
And,
well, you're in the music business, so.
And he talks just like him.
Really?
He sings like him.
No kidding?
Oh yeah, he sung for an hour.
You're kidding me.
All gospel. Yeah, he's a preacher, so he's only gonna do that.
Wow.
And then he preached for an hour.
No kidding.
It was, I literally teared.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's got to be an experience.
And while I was there, this lady goes, "If you know, you know."
Really? That's fascinating. You got some.
And then it happened to me again. Another person said, "If you know, you know."
Is that right?
And do you remember George Magazine?
Uh-uh.
George Magazine was started by JFK Jr.
Oh, George Magazine.
George
yeah, no,
Magazine.
I thought you were saying the guy was his name. No,
Okay.
I know George. Yeah, the magazine. I know you're talking about. Right, right.
So when JFK Jr. died, well, his mom kept it up for a while.
Yeah.
And then it disappeared.
Yeah.
It was gone. Well, this guy started it back up.
Really?
And he goes to that church.
Oh, wow.
And so you can look up George Magazine, and it'll
There's
talk
information
about,
in there? Really?
It'll talk about Bob Joyce.
No kidding. I got to look into that.
Oh,
I remember.
And I met him too.
No kidding. I was a kid. I remember the day Elvis, quote unquote, died. Right.
Yes.
And I was with my mom. I remember it like it was yesterday, and we were driving in her white '74 Mercury Montego MX, and she started crying. Though we were listening to the radio, she started crying all of a sudden, and I was only, I don't know, 5 years old or something.
Right?
What's that? What's that?
Means I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's up to you. I guess we just pulled in behind his trailer is what he's telling me here. But, yeah, I don't think that you'd find another one. All right, well, Johnny, I tell you what, buddy, it's absolute pleasure. And Johnny is taking this Cadillac back to Houston. You have to keep me posted. Right, I need to know everything that happens with this car, and he fooled me. He said he was on a bus, but I'm like, hey, why not? But Johnny is hauling this thing back to Houston, and I think this is just the beginning of our relationship. I'm serious, because you're a car guy, I'm a car guy, and this is a special car. So please keep us posted, okay? All right. Hey, everybody, have a great day and happy motoring. Johnny's got it loaded up. I guess I got to look at it one last time. What a beautiful ride. What a beautiful car. Wow. I'm honored to have been a short-term caretaker of this car.